G'day guys, welcome back. Good to have you. I'm going to do another swipe, just following up in my little series of swiping with different colours over the top rather than just black and white. Now, this one is dry. This, oh my gosh, I love this one. This one I swiped with grey and it had yellow. Did I swipe with grey? No, I tell a lie. I swiped this one with the teal. So you can hardly even tell because it's got this beautiful blend of colours. I swiped with this dark teal colour here and it's over yellow and grey and white. So we've got this like lighter teal sort of aqua colour through here as well. So yeah, love that. And today we're going to go and do some pinky colours. How's that sound for a plan? So yeah, put that one away. Love that one. That's the size that I think I'm going to be selling them if you guys are interested in me posting them overseas for you in this size. 30 by 40 centimetre, 12 by 16 inch. It's a good size to post overseas, you know, it doesn't cost too much. Right, swiping with pale pink. That one, Mont Marte pink. And then the colours underneath are going to be this, I call it coastal turquoise. It's basically, it's basically this turquoise with a blob of phthalo blue. All the Mont Marte colours. And, oh, this one's full. This one is magenta. That's that one there. And the grey I just made with, obviously, black and white. I did pop a tiny bit of blue in it as well, just so it wouldn't throw that brownish tone. I'm hoping it'll throw more of a blue-grey than a brown-grey. Because, you know, greys can have all these different undertones, like there's purples and greens and blues and browns. So it looks okay. We'll see how it goes. And then I've just got some white. Now, my pouring medium is my usual pouring medium. 60% glue, 40% water, and with a swipe you have to have it thinner than you would with a flip cup pour. So flip cup pours I do 1:1 ratio. Swipes need 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part of paint. If you have it any thicker, when you swipe you just get these tiny little cells up. I don't know that I've got any to show you. I'll have to find one at some stage and actually show you the difference. But yeah, I've got my bit of plastic to swipe with, just from a stationery store. They come in all sort of different thicknesses, so just choose a few and then see which ones you like. And some paper towel. Right, got my grubby gloves. I'll put those back on, reusing them again. And I haven't put my silicone oil in yet, so let's do that. It's the Spot On treadmill silicone that I love. It's my favourite. Although I haven't done a swipe with the coconut milk hair serum for a while, so I might try that out relatively soon anyway. A bit of an experiment. Let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't need it. Oh, I think 4 went in. Don't need any in the swipe colour. If by chance you mix up all your paints and you pour it on your canvas and you think, oh my gosh, I've forgotten to add the silicone oil, don't stress. You can put it in your swipe colour, okay? Probably about 5 drops. And you'll still get really pretty cells. So I have done that, so don't be too worried if you forget. You can save it. All right, this is the magenta. These colours are just pretty, aren't they? The pale pinks and blues, turquoises, greys. They just work really pretty together. So I'll mix all that in really well because we don't want any big blobs of oil in our painting, do we? We want a torch to bring the cells up. We don't want the cells to really come up on their own. We want to be in charge of the cells. Hey, we want to boss them around, tell them where to go. Right, I'll put this off to the side for a minute. And We need to just layer the paint, higgledy-piggledy, however we want to, all over the canvas. I'll put some on and then I'll come back and put some more on afterwards, just so that I can get like different layers of colour by mixing them together. So I'll go over with the pink. Oh, this is the magenta, I should say. See how the colours are mixing in together there? We're going to tilt the canvas anyway to make sure the whole surface is covered. I might just put, actually I made up some extra pink. It seemed to be a little bit too thick, this magenta. So I did have to add a little bit more pouring medium. So let's just pop that on the edge. That can be like our flow enhancer, because there's a little bit more of that colour. The white, as per usual, was a little bit thin. I had to add an extra blob of white paint, as I always do when I'm pouring. The white just seems to be thicker anyway. Okay, let's, don't know really if I want to use any more grey. This looks pretty dominant, doesn't it? Let's just put on some more of this turquoise. I can still see a lot of grey. Whoa, I can still see a lot of grey through there, so I won't use all of that. I think I'll just err on the side of caution. Because it does look quite strong in there, doesn't it? And a little bit more of the white. And then that will be it, methinks. We'll be done. So I mixed up, oh, I should tell you, shouldn't I? The amount of paint, because I know you guys, you know, if you're newbies, it's hard to know how much paint to use. So I got the 4 main colours. I did 90 grams, which is 3 ounces of pouring medium, and 60 grams, which is 2 ounces of paint. And that's what I did. Sometimes it's helpful, isn't it, just knowing exactly how much paint people use. And I've got plenty, so I've got enough to, you know, tilt around and tip off. There's something in there. As usual, there's something in there. Best to get it out now. Where is it? Where is it? Can't see it. I have to wait till I start moving the paint around. Get it out early before it ruins your design. So just tilt, make sure all your sides are covered. I think I've got everything covered. Actually, this little corner here is missing a bit. There we go. Okay. There's something in there. Lump. Right. Now that, I've got cells coming up already. Look at that. It's because my mix is relatively on the thin side. Righto. Now, I think I'm going to do a middle swipe. I do like the middle swipes, the reflection swipe, I called it when I started these. Oh, a long time ago now. I've been swiping for, oh, it'll be three years now, I think. My gosh, time flies. All right, so the reflection swipe is when you do a strip down the center, you swipe down and you swipe up, and it kind of looks like a reflection. That one I showed you earlier with the teal swipe, I actually swiped it a couple of times because it was too thick. So that's okay, you can swipe a couple of times if you want to. It's hard to put a tiny bit of paint on. It really is. Another little blob. Okay, let's try this. Just through the center, like so. And remember to put one foot in front of the other, because if you put two in front of you, if you put them next to each other, by the time you get way back here into your body, you'll fall over. So yeah, just be aware of that. And hold down the bottom. Don't hold on the sides because it curls like that. So just hold on the bottom. And dip into your swipe color. Try to only get your swipe color. Don't let your plastic like fall into your other colors, like you don't want it to go into these colors here because it'll just pull too much of the paint off. Well, that pink seems to be quite thin. All right, now the other half, I've cleaned it off so it's okay to use because you don't want to contaminate it. You don't want to put, you know, other colors in there. It's on a bit of an angle, so I'm gonna have to go on a bit of an angle. Okay, yeah, my pink feels quite thin. It's probably because the pink is a white base and the Mont Marte white paint is really quite thin. I didn't really account for that. I didn't make it thicker. Normally I would make, you know, if I'm doing a flip cup pour, I would make my white thicker. And any colours that are mixed mainly with white, I make them thicker too. Now that's got paint on it, so I'm going to turn it around and use the clean side. And off we go again into the pink. What is it with me today? Things in my paint, I tell you. Okay, clean that off. I do like using the plastics because, you know, they're easy to clean. A lot of people use paper towel to swipe with, damp paper towel, and that's fine too. I haven't done a lot of swiping with paper towel, I must say. I started with the plastic and just continued with the plastic. So, all right, let's go again. This last bit of pink. Whoops, I missed a little bit. Whoops. Okay, so if you do end up missing a little bit like that, don't despair. Just grab your little paint chip card from the hardware store. Tear a little bit off like that. And then you can just quite easily just go over that little bit that you've missed, hey? And you would hardly even know. Oh, stop too early. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now, is that something in there as well? Oh, I just got lots of blobs in here. So I've got quite a lot of pink up this end here. I think I'm going to just see if I can get a little bit of that pink off. This looks a little bit thick. So you can swipe again, you know, if you want to. I think I'll leave that like that. I actually quite like that. Do I like that pink in the middle? Decisions. I think I will. I'll leave it for now. I'll torch it and see what happens. Let's get rid of that paper towel. Now I'm just going to take my glove off and then I'll zoom you in a little bit so that you can see a little bit better when the magic happens, hey? There we go. Zoom you in a little bit. I may even do some little bit of balloon dips in this one later on. We'll see what happens, just because my mix is so, my swipe colour was so thin. You can see it was pretty thin because, see over here, there's hardly any pink going over that colour there. Normally I get it more looking like this. See this pink here, but because it was so thin, I don't know if that's a cell or if that's a hair. All right, let's torch. Let's see what happens. You can, if you want to, always swipe again. Even if you've torched and you've got cells up, you can still swipe again. You don't just have to swipe once and then be done with it. popping bubbles, getting some cells up. Probably won't get too many cells right through that center there. Actually, no, there are a few coming up. That's surprising. I guess that's because my mix is a little bit thinner. Or maybe I've learned something. Isn't it good when you learn something? Even after 3 years of swiping, you still learn something, hey? Whoa, see, I got way too close there. Got the light shining in my eyes, a big overhead light above me. I can't see. Excuses, excuses, I know. Torching, torching. I don't know, you guys. That pink is a bit harsh for me. I think I'm going to swipe it again, as I just said you could. Let me get my little piece of paper towel down. And I'm just going. I mean, that was the tiniest little strip of pink that I did, but I'm just going to go again and see if I can get some more of that pink off. Just touch the pink. Okay, that's kind of spread the pink, hasn't it? See, you can actually see the pink over there now. Don't be afraid to swipe twice. I have been swiping twice lately on all of mine. I don't know why. I'll do that, then I can use this little bit again. It's probably off camera, actually. You can't see my bit of paper towel. Okay. Just clean my plastic again. And here we go. Make sure it's touching. When you drop it down, just give it a few seconds. Don't just drop it and run, so to speak. Give it a few seconds to make good contact with the plastic. Make sure that the whole edge of the plastic's touching, not just the middle. Need a little bit more there. It's gone a little bit bald there. And there we go. Okay. I like that. I think I might just have to put a little bit more. See that little bit there? I haven't picked that bit of pink up. Just have to put a tiny little bit of pink there and swipe it. Oh gosh, I'm getting myself into such a mess here. My gosh. Okay, I could just use my bit of card for this, but I've got the plastic, so let's just do it. Okay, okay, now the plastic can go over there, and I'll wash it in a minute when we're done. Let me just clean up. I'm dripping, oops, I'm dripping paint everywhere. It's dripping out of the bottom of my paper towel. Just get rid of that. Okay, that, I'm liking that better. I'm getting, it's got more of an overall pink hue over the whole thing, hasn't it? And it hasn't got that dark bit in the middle. So that was a good call going again. Just make sure that you're still in the middle, because I moved the canvas. There we go. All right, look at those pretty cells we're getting up already, hey? Hope it was the right decision to not use all the grey, because I can't see very much grey. Right, here we go, round and round in circles. Try not to get too many cells first up. I like to be able to control where I put the cells. I like them to still be spread out, because you guys know I like round cells. I don't like huge big clusters, and then when they grow they bump into each other and you end up with triangles and squares and rectangles and all kinds of shapes except rounds, because they've all bumped into each other. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to torch into this middle pink bit now, but I don't think I'm going to get much there. A, because it's a thicker amount of paint, and B, because it's probably quite thin now, the amount of paint that I've got left on the surface. See, yeah, it's not really doing much there. Once you start taking a lot of paint off the surface, it's really hard to get cells up. Happen if I dripped some silicone into the top there? What do you think? Wonder what would happen. I'm just going to actually put a little bit of oil on the end of this stick here. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll put the bit of oil just on here like that. I'm just going to dip the end and just push that in. Did that do anything? Just pushing it down to the canvas. Don't know that it's actually doing anything. Probably work better if I could like drop it on somehow, because those cells aren't exactly pretty. Actually, that's quite, it's interesting, but they're not quite cells. So what I think I'll do, it's really pretty, isn't it, those colours? Could have got away with using a little bit more grey, methinks. I think what I'll do is I'll let it dry a little bit, and then I may come back, I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. And just put some balloon dips into the middle there. We'll see. If you want to make petals when you do your balloon dips, you have to incorporate like a circle of cells like that. So I would have to put the balloon right in the middle and incorporate all of these to be able to pull those in to make petals. There's no point putting a balloon dip just there where there's no cells at all. You won't get like a petal, you'll just get like a starburst. Actually, I might just do it now, hey? I'll do little ones now, and we'll just see what happens. I've still got my balloons. Oh, must be something leaking in there. I've still got my balloons from when I did my balloon medallion pour. So they've got water in them. Something's leaking. One of them's wet in there. Hope it's not this one. Now, I don't think that's going to be quite big enough, but I'll show you what happens when you just sort of go in here. See how you don't get any, there's no cells around, so you won't get any petals through there. Maybe I'll just do that and just do little pretty fairy kisses, little starbursts, hey? I'll see if I can actually not incorporate any cells and just get the little starbursts through. What do you think? Because that's really pretty, hey? Sometimes I do, you know, pull the cells in to make petals, but because I've got this area in the middle here that I don't really have any cells in, we'll just do this. See, the paint's puddling a little bit there, puddling, so that tells me it's still a bit sort of thick. So I'll probably leave this, I'll take you down for a close-up shortly, but I'll leave it, and then I'll have some dinner, and in a few hours, just before bed, maybe I'll come back and do a little bit more. Now, I can actually go into the middle of that cell, that's okay. So I want to hide it. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. It's just this pretty little pink and turquoise. Now, over here is going to be a little bit tricky because I've got lots of cells there. So I think what I'll have to do is just do one here in the middle. Grab all of those, not touching the outside, but just grab all of those like so, and then just leave it. Because over here, I'm not going to get the same little fairy kiss. I'm going to get the petals, and I want them just to be the fairy kisses. So I'll leave that balloon there. I'll give it a wipe. I'll leave it there. I'll take you down for a close-up, and then I'll come back after dinner, And just go over those again, just to pick up a little bit more paint. Just have to turn that bright light off because it's going to be in my eyes. Glary. Those colours are amazing. I am a little bit disappointed now that I haven't put all my grey in. Look at those. Aren't they just amazing? That magenta, rings of magenta. Oh, it's looking a bit dull. Hang on, maybe I do need my light on. It's pretty, no. See, you can see the reflection of my ring light there. Maybe I'll go this way. Because it's dark outside now. I'm painting at night. I don't normally, but I've just been having a slack day on the couch watching Dead to Me, the second series. Has anyone seen that? I'm a bit of a couch potato, really. I like to sit on the couch and watch movies. And I thought, nah, I have to get up and do a pour. Look at that. Oh my gosh, love that. Love that background. Oh, so over there, I was talking to you too much, but there's the grey. There's a lot of grey just there. Those are amazing. And there's the top corner. Let's go and have a look at the middle now. Now you can see, hopefully you can see what I was talking about. See how the paint's kind of come back into the center? It's made a little puddle there. So in a few hours, hopefully it's dried a little bit, and the balloon can just take off a little bit more paint so it's not puddling like that. Amazing, amazing cells. And I didn't torch too much. See, they've still got space around themselves to be themselves without bumping into each other too much. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. I don't know, do you guys want to watch me double dip again into this? I guess I should come back and show you. Okay, we'll double dip into those center little fairy kisses there. Okay, all right, I'll see you soon for that. Okay, I decided I'm just going to do it now because knowing me, I'll probably forget to come back after dinner. So I'm just going to do it now. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of that paint off. It'll go onto the balloon. I'll wipe it off. Let me get some paper towel organised. I've got a piece of paper towel. And yeah, I'll just get it done because I don't think I'm going to want to come back in again tonight. And hopefully this will take off enough paint, hey? Wipe that off. So be careful not to incorporate any cells. So you may find you have to dip 2 or 3 times to get enough paint out of the center. You'll know if there's still too much there because you'll get like that little peak rather than it just being flat. Whoops, I think I've incorporated a, oh no I didn't. Thought I incorporated a cell there, but no I didn't. Alright, so that one on the end there is looking good. It's probably because it's the end of the canvas, you see. So that one I've taken enough paint out of. Oh, that one too. That one's looking better. You can see just it makes like a higher kind of a peak rather than just going back into a puddle. It's hard to explain until you actually do it yourself. That one there again, it's making a little peak. I'm getting tiny cells up in that. I don't want that. Okay. All right, that is me done. I am done. Love it. And I think it's nice just having them in the center. Do I do one there? kind of needs another one there, but it's going to look different because it's got cells in it. So no, we'll just leave it. All right, so that's it. Let's go in and have a little look at them, at our little fairy kisses, or starbursts. What do you think? They're cute, aren't they? All right, I'm not going to take you down for another close-up. You guys have seen it already. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you learned something. It's always good when you learn something. And I'll see you real soon for the next one, okay? We'll pick another colour. Let me know what colours you'd like me to do in another swipe. And I'll see you real soon for that one. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you real soon. Bye for now.